Birchington Parish Council Community Ad Magazine, March 2087. It's from the Parish Council Office, Jane Bevan. Birchington March Update. By the time you're reading this, the Parish Council elections will have taken place, and we will be preparing to welcome the newly elected council at its first meeting on Tuesday the 24th of March at 6:30 p.m. in Birchington Library. Parish elections are an important part of our local democracy, and I'd like to thank all those who have put themselves forward to serve the community. It is with great sadness that we report the passing of Lieutenant Colonel retired Roger Latchford, OBE, who died on Wednesday the 18th of February. Roger gave many years of dedicated public service, serving as Kent County Councillor, a Thanet District Councillor, and as a Parish Councillor. He was a steadfast supporter of Birchington and worked tirelessly for the benefit of our community. Among his many contributions, Roger was instrumental in raising funds for the pedestrian crossing outside Birchington Library, greatly improving safety for residents. He also successfully raised funds for 2 bus shelters on Minnis Road and Canterbury Road. His commitment to public service and to Birchington in particular will be remembered with gratitude. He will be greatly missed by many. You will be aware on the ongoing concerns regarding the application for 1,600 new homes in Birchington. An organisation called the Thanet Trust Association has applied to the High Court for a judicial review of the TDC decision to grant planning consent for application OL/TH/20/1755. Although the Parish Council was unable to lodge its own JR application, it has written to the High Court expressing support for the TTTA application. This is explained in more detail on page 22. We will endeavour to keep residents informed as matters progress. Looking ahead to the community events, the Farmers Market continued to be held on the 3rd Sunday of every month on Dog Acre. Unfortunately, February's weather was not kind, and the market had to be moved indoors to Kearns Hall, but we are hopeful for brighter conditions as we move into spring. Birchington traders will once again be running their popular Easter trial from 7th to the 17th of April. Last year, participating shops and businesses gave out more than 300 chocolate eggs to children who completed the trial, and I'm reliably informed that an impressive supply of eggs is already waiting to be claimed this year. Please do bring along your children and grandchildren to take part and to support our local businesses. On page 42, we have a list of events coming up at the centre. If you have any events that you would like to tell us about, please contact bill.anderson@birchington-pc.gov.uk. As we move into March and the promise of spring, there is much to look forward to in our village. Thank you as always for your continued support for the work of the Parish Council. That's from Jane Bevan, the Parish Clerk. Next we have news from Acol Parish Council. The Acol Village Centre CCTV with AMPR again provides its worth in helping to provide evidence to police investigating a major burglary on the Manston Industrial Estate. So this is from Richard Steele, the chair, and he says, as I write, we have learned in the past few days of Thanet's developing bid to become Isle of Culture 2029, with a much too short window for residents' participation. This is to be raised at the next Thanet Parishes Forum, chaired by Thanet District Council. Watch this space. The government has launched a consultation on the proposal for a local government reorganisation in Kent and Medway, which runs until the 26th of March. That's on www.gov.uk and government consultations. January's Birchington with Acol Community Ad Magazine contained an informative article, pp 44/45, available online if you've missed it at www.communityad.co.uk, and it's part of the back issues. There is also further information about the process across Kent at kentcouncilleaders.org. From there, it's clear that there are still many unanswered questions and challenges, such as how will funding and other inequalities across Kent be resolved. For example, at a recent Thanet Area Committee presentation, we learned that there are only half the number of registered GPs in Thanet, that's 47, to meet the national requirement ratio of GPs per area population. Such issues have been and will continue to be raised with central government, with the KALC, that's the Kent Association of Local Councils, helping to maintain their profile, and a new Thanet Health Alliance is engaging with local councils and organisations to develop an integrated care strategy to deliver health innovation and fund projects including local one-stop clinics. Additionally, Sport England is planning to invest significantly in Thanet to support health and well-being. The next parish council meetings will be the annual parish council meeting on Thursday the 16th of April from 6 p.m. in the Acol Village Hall. Do come along for our review of the past year and discuss what should be priorities for the next. At this time of year, we should also acknowledge and thank the unsung heroes of our community who do so much to support the village life through their voluntary efforts, helping to organise events, maintain our environment and keeping us informed, as well as members of the Acol Village Hall Management Committee and the Acol Horticultural Society. They include those giving in their individual capacities, among whom I'd especially like to mention Karen Alt, Lucy Godfrey, Jude Manser, Chris Woodbridge and Jessica Adams. Many thanks to you all. It's Richard Steele, the Chair. Next we have an update from your Birchington North District Councillors. As the month comes to a close, we wanted to share an update on some of the projects we have been continuing to push forward on behalf of residents. Work is ongoing on the refurbishment of the Minnis Bay Play Park, and we are hopeful there will be a meaningful update in the near future, including the opportunity to share proposed designs before they are confirmed and put in place. Progress has also been made on the replacement of bus shelters, with steps taken in recent weeks to move this closer to installation. Alongside this, funding that has already been allocated for Minnis Bay toilets is expected to be used so the facilities are ready for the summer season. As always, there are other issues we are actively working on behind the scenes. While we are not always able to publicly share updates straight away, please be assured that we continue to raise concerns, challenge decisions where necessary, and push for progress on matters that residents have brought to us. During the month, Councillor Cupp spoke at overview and scrutiny regarding the decision affecting the Scenic Railway being retired. We believe the Scenic Railway is not only a historic asset, but a defining feature of Margate and of Thanet, closely tied to generations of memories. While health and safety must always be paramount, decisions of this scale must also be underpinned by transparency around the evidence, advice and options that inform them. Overview and scrutiny cannot overturn decisions, but it plays a vital role in questioning, testing information and ensuring that matters of public interest are properly examined, particularly where alternative ways forward may exist. We were pleased to spend time at the first monthly farmers market on Dog Acre in Birchington. The range of stalls and the atmosphere on the day were a real credit to the organisers, and it was encouraging to see such strong local support. The market will now take place every third Sunday of the month. Finally, we are very pleased to see the search and rescue crew again based at Manston. Their return is hugely important for the area, and a welcome reminder of the vital life-saving roles they play for our communities. We are continuing to hold our councillor advice surgery every second Saturday of the month at Wagtail's Cafe and Bar, 133 Minnis Road, Birchington, CT7 9NS. That's between 10 a.m. and 12 noon. If you would like to come and have a chat with your local councillors, please contact us on the emails or numbers below. So that's Councillor George Cupp, 07732 390 486. And it's Councillor Reese Pugh, 07740 288 713. Next, we have the Birchington Lottery. We all win. We're already lucky in a village like Birchington. There is a great range of events and club activities that keep us connected. The Birchington Lottery also takes a bit of luck. It's a chance for you to win weekly cash prizes in a local draw and in a national draw, but it's actually a sure thing because 50% of profits go into the life of our village. The lottery is organised by Birchington Together CIC, a volunteer-led organisation that works hard to enhance the quality of our local life. Perhaps you've enjoyed some of the great events that take place around the village throughout the year. Most have been part funded by our local lottery. Any profits, that's 50% of ticket sales, is reinvested in the event and programmes. Over £8,000 in prize money has been won in the weekly draw. The more players, the bigger the individual prizes and funds for good causes. Tickets are just £1 a week, yet it makes a significant contribution to our community. The lottery provides the most consistent and reliable source of funding for the work of Birchington Together. It makes a real difference when you buy a weekly ticket. The lists below show some of the groups that have been supported by the lottery. That's over £5,000 to date. For more details on the support each group received and how it was used, visit our website BT Together CI. Hello, Colin. Visit our website page, BT Together CI. Want to add your local club to the list? If you'd like your Birchington group to be considered for some funding, go to bttogether.org.uk/fund-raising/donation-request. Our lottery helps make it all possible. Next, we've got the Wargraves Guardians of All Saints Church. The last few months have been relatively quiet. About a month after the remembrance ceremony in November, the Guardians tidied their respective war graves and removed the commemorative wooden cross. In early December, the Reverend Mark Ham and the church wardens entertained the volunteers with coffee and mince pies at Church House as a thank you for all their efforts in the churchyard. We all appreciate the chance to meet each other, as we tend to work as individuals when time suits and rarely have the opportunity to share our news. In mid-December, the Parish Council invited the Guardians to a volunteers' reception at the Power Arms, which is enjoyed by all and offered volunteers from many local organisations to mingle. Our thanks go to Jane Bevan, Parish Clerk, and Deputy Parish Clerk Bill Anderson for organising the event. With warmer weather on the horizon and hopefully less wet conditions, caring for the war graves will soon commence in earnest. The photos taken during the winter months illustrate how the work has enhanced the environment, and the churchyard can now be respectfully enjoyed by all at any time of year. To contact the Guardians, please email Brian at faulkner2021@btinternet.com. The next article is Birchington Manshed. How wonderful to see signs of spring erupting around Birchington. This means for our shedders that they have to crack on with their designs and items for the next sale. We are very pleased to say that we will be attending Birchington Together CIC at the wonderful Food and Garden Fair on Dog Acre on Saturday 25th of April. We will have our chair, hedgehog and cat houses, along with planters and window boxes. This is our first time being at the fair, and as always, we look forward to seeing you all. We had our AGM in January at the Veterans Centre, who kept us going with delicious cakes and drinks. We thanked them for the usual wonderful hospitality. We said our goodbyes to Mike Kite and thanked him for his years of service as Treasurer and wished him better health for the future and all his continuing endeavours for all that he does for Birchington. The new committee, including the new Treasurer, were welcomed and thanked for continuing in their roles. The shed is doing very well with new members and financially it's head above water. The shedders attended the Secret Garden Centre's reopening on Saturday the 31st of January and enjoyed the drummers and seeing all the new things that Susan and Liam are doing this season. We wish them every success. My skills using Facebook are sadly lacking, and I would appreciate it if anyone in the village could just show me how to improve. The ladies at Birchington Manshed are enjoying the workshops. We were back at the Veterans Centre on Thursday the 19th of February making peg dolls. The last workshop was learning how to do kawandai, a style of scrap quilting. This was such good fun, and everyone took a placemat home to finish off. Looking forward to a wonderful, productive month ahead. Thank you, Birchington residents, for your support and by continuing to follow us by reading these articles. Doesn't say who that was written. Next article, Birchington Silver Band, Music for the Steeple. To raise funds for the steeple, Birchington Silver Band are putting on a charity concert at All Saints Church, Birchington on Sunday the 12th of March at 2:30 p.m, and it's free entry. The acoustics in the church make music sound even more beautiful, and with a variety of music ready to play, it's an afternoon not to be missed. All funds raised will go towards the repair and restoration of the iconic steeple and roof. All Saints Church is Birchington's most prominent church and also one of the oldest standing buildings in the village. It was built circa 1100 and can be seen by two work stones on the external southwest wall. At that date, the building consisted of a nave and small chancel. The original church was probably built by the monks from Canterbury Cathedral, based at Monkton, who owned and managed all the land on the west side of the island of Thanet. Birchington Silver Band is the village's only brass band and currently has around 30 players, led by musical director Louis Parker Gorman. Records show that a brass band existed as far back as 1934, and with its presumably surviving the Second World War, was then renamed Birchington Silver Band in 1951. The band is also the official town band of Les Mureaux, a connection that has been in place for over 50 years. Find out more about the band, including a full list of engagements and information on joining the band. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or visit the website www.birchingtonsilverband.com. Now we'll move on to news around Birchington. Purpose Club of Birchington and District. New to the area, maybe you were just looking to meet new people. If you're retired, why not consider coming along to the Probus Lunch? We are a monthly lunch club for men whose membership is open to anyone who is retired, and it currently costs just £20 to join, which includes a choice of tie and pin badge. As well as monthly lunches at Smuggler's Restaurant, the committee holds events throughout the year which partners and guests are welcome to attend. For more information, contact Dave Alker. That's dave.alker@btinternet.com, or phone him on 07962 929 700. Dave Alker is the secretary of the Probus Club of Birchington and District. First Birchington Brownies. Following the success of the Irish night arranged by John Matthews of Reculver Lodge, an emergency services lodge, John's wife, Jackie, presented a cheque for £382 to the First Birchington Brownies. The unit leader, Ellie Williamson, gratefully received the cheque with the aid of 3 willing helpers from the Brownies. The unit was established in 1964 and currently has 25 members aged between 7 and 10 years. The funds are going to be used to take the girls on various outings to such things as adventure parks, etc. News from the KCC community wardens. It is important to stay alert to romance scams. This scam is when somebody pretends to form a relationship, usually online, to trick a person into sending them money. Criminals use dating apps, websites and social media. They are skilled at gaining trust and making a relationship feel real. You may be concerned about someone. Signs include talking about a new online partner they have never met, repeated stories of emergencies or requests for money, and personal details. If you're worried about someone, encourage them to seek advice. The Citizens Advice Consumer Helping can provide confidential guidance on what to do and how to report the scam, or speak to your local community warden. Citizens Advice is 0808 223 1133. Kent urged to prioritise cycling as an active travel funding decision progress. New research highlights a need to improve cycling infrastructure, with Kent's 90% boost in active travel grants funding. Analysing 2026 to 2030 funding allocations for England's Active Travel Capability Fund, cycle retailers Paul Cycles found Kent County Council received an additional £12,271, 296 allocation compared to funds received in 2020 to 2025, an increase of 90% and the second highest in the country. As local authorities decide how to spend funds, Paul Cycles is pushing for cycling to be prioritised, an area of active travel that has historically been sidelined. Cycleways that have been introduced show evidence of poor maintenance, with large cracks appearing in the 500,000 cycle path between Herne Bay and Whitstable. Read the full rankings and additional research on how cycling is being left behind on Paul's Cycles website. That's paulscycles.co. Love Shouldn't Hurt. Oasis Domestic Abuse Services launches a campaign. Oasis Domestic Abuse Services is calling on Kent community to remember that love should always feel safe, kind and respectful. The charity has launched a new awareness campaign, Love Shouldn't Hurt, encouraging people to reflect on healthy relationships and show their support for those affected by domestic abuse. Local influencers, community leaders and well-known faces wore a specially designed Love Shouldn't Hurt t-shirt in the lead up to Valentine's Day. Created in partnership with local artist Lisa Illustrations, the tee is available to buy for £14 at the Oasis charity shop on North Down Road in Margate, a figure that represents the cost of 2 calls to the Oasis helpline. Funds raised through the campaign will help Oasis grow its helpline, ensure that no call for help goes unanswered. The t-shirt is also available to buy online at www.chapelcontemporary.com. Ink cartridge recycling. Remember, you can drop off your printer ink cartridges to be recycled at the David Burley Gallery in Birchington Library, Alpha Road at the Parish Council offices, 2 Albion Road, City. Manston Airspace consultation to launch. River Oaks Strategic Partnership Limited, RSP, is pleased to announce that Manston Airport is launching its Stage 3 airspace consultation as part of the next step in the process to reopen the airport as an air freight hub. Stage 3 is the public consultation phase of the airspace change proposal process. where proposed changes to flight paths and airspace structure are presented to residents, and wider stakeholders. The airport, located near Ramsgate, has been closed since 2014. Plans to bring it back into operation by RSP have been in progress since the company purchased the site in 2019. The Development Consent Order, DCO, to approve reopening of the airport was granted in 2020, with an updated version approved in 2022. The consultation will run from Monday the 16th of March until Monday the 22nd of June 2026 and will include a series of in-person and online events during April, providing the local community with details of the proposed flight paths and airport usage. Further information, including how to take part, event details, supporting materials and feedback forms will be made available on the Civil Aviation Authority (CAA) Citizen Space Consultation Portal from Monday the 16th of March. That's www.rsp.co.uk. Now we'll move on to Birchington Residents Association. We are now at a time of year when we start planning our speakers and visits for the year. Shirley Robinson is now arranging our speakers, having taken over from Carol, who fortunately had already organised some. We are again organising 2 trips out, one in July and one in September, probably. Kathy, at the February coffee morning, Pat spoke about the outings and the constraints we had with the cost of coaches and enhanced charges, which has risen dramatically, but also finding suitable venues in Kent suitable for our particular members. She had produced a list of trips undertaken in the last 15 years, and we were surprised to discover that we had visited over 70 different venues. We handed out a small survey of members to see what they wanted. This was only a small sample, but most felt that our 2 outings were about right, and half or 3/4 of the day were most popular. Most still wanted a cream tea included. Considering the cost of living, we have always tried to keep the price below £30 and to subsidise it, but almost everybody said they were prepared to pay a little bit more if we continue to include tea and entrance fees. We put this to our members at the AGM on March the 11th. Our speaker in the February coffee morning was local man Andrew Timpson, who gave a fascinating talk on his involvement in the Falklands War, which was, as he reminded us, actually 46 years ago. Many of us still remember that heroic exploits of soldiers like Colonel H and yomping over the vast areas, but Andrew trained as an and his job was to maintain and repair our ships in the South Atlantic. Ironically, however, his first undertaking was on 2 British-built Argentinian ships brought to the UK before the war for repair. When the war began, he was detailed to fly out first to Ascension Island, where he joined the Senna Sea Speed, which took them to an old whaling base on South Georgia. On his way down, they heard of the sinking of the Belgrano, and the following day HMS Sheffield was sunk. The first ship he worked on, which he has never forgotten, had been bombed, and the missile was sliding through the bulkhead below when its path was deflected upwards by some pipes so that the other bulkheads were not affected, and she did not sink. On other occasions, he was sent to Port Stanley to effect repairs on ships including HMS Glamorgan. He volunteered to stay and serve on the ship, but this was denied, as he was too valuable doing his proper job. He worked on many other ships in the fleet before being finally flown home. Andrew, who's nicknamed Tiger, was based on the cruiser HMS Tiger, pictured. He was described as the worst ship ever. Andrew joined the Navy in 1954 as an artificer apprentice and retired with his pension in 1978. He did not like civilian life much and worked for a further 3 years in the Middle East. He still feels we were right to take back the islands, but he felt sorry for the Argentinian soldiers, whom he described as a pretty poor bunch. Sadly, the day arrived home was the day of the Hyde Park bombings. Subscriptions are now due and are £3 for a single person and £5 for a family at one address. This covers the cost of hiring the hall, speakers, events and outings, which we usually subsidise for members. If you would like to renew or join, you can pay the registrar by cheque or cash at any coffee morning in an envelope left at Blend or by post to Dave Alker, Registrar, 19 Shakespeare Road, CT7 9ET. For further details on any of the above, please contact Pat on 847843 or via email at jpopwoodhart@btinternet. Now an update on the 1,600 new homes in Birchington. Many of you will be aware that on the 3rd of December 2025, District Council issued a decision notice granting outline planning permission for development of 1,600 new homes, infrastructure and associated facilities in Birchington. This was the final act in concluding the decision to grant permission made by TDC Planning Committee in November 2024. Many people will be disappointed by this. Following the Q&A aims to answer some of the questions you may have. How many new homes do we need? Successive governments have offered plans to solve the housing crisis. 2015 to 2020 Conservative government pledged to deliver 1 million homes by 2020, later increasing this ambition to 300,000 homes a year by the mid-2020s. The current Labour government set a target to build 1.5 million new homes over 5 years, retaining the 30,000 per annum target. How is the local housing target set? A formula which takes account of population projections, property prices, wages and other factors is applied to the national target to derive targets for each local authority. The current target for Thanet is 17,140 new homes by 2031, although new targets set for 2040 increased this to about 21,400. Why did 1,600 new homes for Birchington? TDC is required to produce a plan to show how the target will be delivered. This is the local plan which was adopted by TDC councillors in 2020. In the process of drawing up the local plan, TDC invited landowners to put forward sites that might be suitable for development. The area known as SP16 in the plan, homeland to the west of Birchington, which is from Quecks Park across the A28 Canterbury Road to the railway line, was proposed and judged by TDC to be suitable for 1,600 new homes, infrastructure and associated facilities. What infrastructure and facilities will be provided? The planning application includes proposals for a section of a proposed new relief road from the top of Brooksend Hill north to Minnis Road and south to Manston Road. Land for a 2 FE primary school and strip of land at Birchington Medical Centre, a convenience store, playing field and open spaces. Buildings and staff for the school and medical centre would have to be funded by KCC and the NHS respectively. Did anyone object to the planning application? Yes. Over 2,000 individual objections and several petitions were submitted over 5 years. The application was under consideration. Birchington Parish Council submitted 3 substantial responses to the application and considerable correspondence, objecting to multiple aspects and questioning whether it would deliver good quality living conditions for the residents. The council also challenged the potential negative impacts upon Birchington and surrounding settlements. Did anyone listen? TDC planning officers say they have taken into account all consultation comments and addressed all material matters of concern. The elected members of TDC Planning Committee heard representations from the public, the Parish Council and Birchington TDC councillors. Is that the end of the story? No. After TDC's decision notice was published on the 23rd of December 2025, there was an opportunity to challenge the decision through a judicial review. Only 6 weeks are allowed for the judicial review process to be completed. The timing of the TDC announcement meant that 2 weeks of the 6 weeks were lost due to the Christmas break. On return in January, the Parish Council sought urgent legal advice on the strength of possible grounds for a judicial review. The Council needed to obtain learned opinion and to issue notice of proceedings in time to allow 2 weeks for a response from the defendant. Only 2 weeks were available for briefings. The to and fro of barristers' advice and necessary careful consideration, the Parish Council concluded that the grounds versus financial risk were not strong enough and the opportunity was lost. However, at the time of writing, the Thanet Trust Association has sought a judicial review of the TDC decision-making process and seeking to quash the planning permission. What happens next? Depending on the outcome of Thanet Trust Association action, there may be detailed applications for development of individual plots within the site boundary. If those applications come forward, there will be further opportunities to comment. Any lessons learned? Yes. 1. The local plan is key. Once land is allocated for development, there is no process for deallocating it. 2. It's not personal. Local authority officers have a duty to undertake due diligence in making recommendations and implementing policy decisions made by elected members. Sorry, it says, whatsoever a man soweth, then shall he also reap. That's from Galatians 6:7-9. Our national local elected members are the decision makers. They decide the targets, the algorithms, local plans, and whether individuals' planning applications are fit for purpose. That's from Councillor Nick Blankley, Birchington Parish Council. Birchington Church of England Primary School. A group of Year 5 and 6 children ventured over another local school to meet some new friends, get to know one another, and show their stories as to why they are so unique and special. They got to have a go at making slime from scratch, using paint and glitter to colour it, and then share some snacks. There was such a lovely atmosphere with lots of laughter and chatting. We'll definitely be going back again soon. I also include an update about the building works on the school site. The contractors will be providing this to our parents for our termly newsletter, so I'm happy to share it with the community too. Works are progressing well on our side of the hoarding, with several key activities now underway. Near our site offices, we have begun installing the ground source heat pump system with the existing car park. This involves drilling 9 boreholes, each reaching a depth of 224 metres. Once complete, the boreholes will contain a closed-loop network of pipes that circulate fluid deep underground, capturing the Earth's natural heat. This renewable energy will then be transferred to the building's heating system, significantly improving energy efficiency and helping to reduce the project's overall carbon footprint. In addition to the groundworks, our demolition contractors will prepare the Quex and Crisp buildings for structural demolition. Over the coming weeks, they will carry out soft strip demolition, carefully removing non-structural elements such as internal fixtures, ceilings and partitions. The essential stage ensures that the structure is safe, clear and ready for the main demolition phase to begin. That's from Mrs. L. Wilson, Head Teacher, Birchington Primary School. Birchington Garden and Food Fair, Saturday 25th of April 2026, 10:30 p.m, 3:30 p.m. at Dogacre, CT7 9EG. Schedule for talks in the large marquee, 10 a.m. to 11:45 a.m. George Ward of the Cheesemakers of Canterbury will be talking about Kentish cheesemakers, their products and histories, with tasters of their products. 12 p.m. to 12:45. Philip Oosterbrink is head gardener at Walmer Castle and Gardens, English Heritage, and he will talk about how he ended up as head gardener at Walmer Castle and about some of its history and current projects. 1 p.m. to 1:45 p.m. Steve Edney from the No Name Nursery, creating a sustainable nursery focusing on practical ideas on how to run the land for wildlife, people and a business. 2 p.m. to 2:45. Paul Twyman, head gardener of Yokeley House. As head gardener, Paul will speak about his achievements and work in the role, and will also bring plant specimens to discuss and demonstrate to the public what can be grown in Thanet. Seats for the talks are on a first-come, first-served basis, but they are free. Join us for a fantastic day of fun. We're excited to announce that there will be plant sales from the Secret Garden and Birchington in Bloom, perfect for picking up something special for your garden. Activities for children. These include a super fun disco slide, an inflatable play area, a creepy crawly gazebo where children can see a variety of fascinating animals and insects up close. Plus, there will be loads of other stalls to browse and enjoy. And of course, plenty of food and drink stalls to keep you refreshed throughout the day. Feeling lucky? Don't forget to try your hand at Tombola. It's shaping up to be a brilliant day for the whole family. We can't wait to see you there. And that's from Birchington Together. Next, we've got some updates from Birchington Medical Centre. Important information for patients. Dear patient, we are writing to inform you of an important update regarding our appointment booking process at Birchington Medical Centre. In accordance with national guidance and under the direction of the Integrated Care Board, our practice will be fully transitioning to the Anima system from the 20th of April 2026. From this date onwards, patients seeking same-day or routine appointments will need to complete an online form for each request. All submitted forms will be triaged and prioritised according to clinical need, ensuring that those requiring urgent attention are seen promptly. This communication serves as a follow-up to our recent text message updates and discussions held on various social media platforms. The information contained here will be distributed to every household with patients registered at Birchington Medical Centre. Pressures on general practice and the NHS. There has been a consistent increase in demand for appointments across the NHS and general practice, Many patients with long-term health conditions are now managed within the general practice, rather than through the hospital outpatients department. As these pressures continue to rise, it is essential that we find more efficient ways of working to meet the growing needs of our patients. Improving access and clinical prioritisation. Previously, patients were required to phone surgery at 8 a.m. each morning to request appointments. This approach sometimes meant that those with an urgent clinical need on the day were unable to be triaged or offered any appointment. By moving to a system that allows all patients to be triaged on the same day, we can ensure that those with the highest clinical need are offered appointments more quickly. The GP triage system. All online appointments requested will be viewed by a GP on the day of submission. The information provided in your online form will enable the GP to identify patients with the highest clinical need and offer them an appointment on the same day if necessary. Routine matters will be scheduled for a later date. Once your online form has been assessed, you may be offered a face-to-face appointment on the day, a telephone consultation, a referral to another service, a prescription, or a routine appointment at a later date. If you need to arrange a follow-up appointment after tests or for a date longer than 4 weeks in the future, we'll ask you to complete another online form to let us know your availability for the new booking. What will not change? The process for booking the following types of appointments will remain unchanged. That is, nurse appointments, for example, smear tests, dressings and pill checks, etc., and blood test appointments. Using an online form if you do not have internet access. For patients who are unable to fill in the form online, there are several options available. The form can be completed on your behalf by a carer, family member or a friend. If you have a smartphone or a computer but are not sure how to access the form, we can offer support. If you do not have online access or cannot complete the form yourself, our reception team can complete the form with you over the telephone. What additional support will be made available for patients? Extra support will be provided in the first week of the new system by the Patient Participation Group, PPG, who will be available in reception to help patients fill in the online form. Ongoing support will be given where patients, relatives or carers are unable to complete the form via reception. We understand that the change can be difficult and there will be varying views about the shift to an online system. Anima is already in place in other practices and is now working for patients improving access. Birchington Medical Centre has reviewed the process and the implementation of these practices has worked hard to ensure a smooth transition as possible. Please be assured that the support for our patients will be offered as we change the process, and we thank you for your patience whilst we work hard through this transition to allow us to continue to deliver the best patient care we can. Key questions and answers. What do I need to make sure I can complete the online form? You'll need access to the internet and a computer or a smartphone, which allows you to log on to www.birchington-on-sea.nhs.uk. Please ensure that your email and telephone details are up to date and that the practice so that if we need to contact you, we can do so quickly. You can complete an online form from Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Online forms cannot be completed when the practice is closed on Saturdays and Sundays and bank holidays. How may I give feedback on the process? If there are issues you wish to raise regarding the process, you may do so via the PPG email address at bmc.ppg@nhs.net. How do I cancel an appointment? To check or cancel appointments, the automated system is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, via option 2 on the telephone when the practice is open, or the NHS app. Are there any exceptions? If you are registered housebound with the practice or have a baby under 6 months, you must still call reception. Fit notes and requests for prescriptions. Patients who require a fit note and or a prescription must complete an Anima form. Can I email the practice? No. Please do not use emails to request appointments or prescriptions. They may not be received quickly or may get missed. Please use Anima for any contact you would previously have emailed. PPG Update Anima. To move to Anima will take place at BMC from the 21st of April 2026. A communication plan will commence in March via text message on the TV in the practice reception and in the parish magazine. It will keep pensioners and carers informed of the timescales and how to manage this transition. The following letter is a part of the communication plan and will be sent to all households registered within the practice towards the end of March. Please ensure your telephone details are up to date with the practice to receive text updates. PPG is actively involved with communication to patients. You may contact the PPG via bmc.ppg@nhs.net should you wish to raise any issues. That's PPG S. Pitt, Chairperson, B. Pook, Vice Chair. Easter in spring, a gentle lift into lighter days. Easter arrives just as spring begins to properly stretch its legs. The mornings feel brighter, the evenings linger a little longer, and suddenly there are daffodils, blossoms, and birdsong where winter once felt rather grey. Whether Easter holds a deeply religious meaning to you or simply marks a welcome long weekend with family and chocolate eggs, it carries a lovely sense of hope and renewal. Spring has a natural way of lifting out our well-being without us having to try too hard. A little more daylight can boost mood, stepping outside feels easier, even enjoying a cup of tea in the garden or by an open window can feel like a small celebration of the season. This time of year gently encourages us to reawaken our senses. Notice the scent of blossom or freshly cut grass. Listen for birdsong in the early morning. Take a slightly longer route on a walk, just because you can. Try planting a few seeds, even a small pot on windowsill. It doesn't have to be ambitious to be beneficial. Small seasonal shifts often make the biggest difference. Easter itself brings opportunities for connection, sharing food, attending a service, hosting family, or simply enjoying a hot cross bun with someone you care about. Laughter around the table, children hunting for eggs, neighbours stopping for a chat. The moments quietly support our emotional well-being. As the season changes, energy tends to return gradually. There's no need to rush it. Spring unfolds in its own time, and we can too. A simple spring blessing says, "May you find joy in small signs of new beginnings, and may the light of spring warm both your home and your heart." As Easter approaches, perhaps it's enough to notice the lighter skies, take a gentle breath of fresh air, and allow yourself to enjoy the subtle lift that this season brings. Sometimes well-being is simply that, welcoming the light back in. That's from Alexandra Morgan. Telephone number 07736879579. 79579. The next article is Birchington Parish Assembly, 14th of April 2026. Residents of Birchington are warmly invited to attend the Birchington Parish Assembly, which will take place on Tuesday the 14th of April at 6:30 p.m. at the Centre, Birchington. The Parish Assembly is an important annual meeting for the community and provides an opportunity for residents to hear about the work of Birchington Parish Council over the past year, as well as plans and priorities for the year ahead. It is also a chance for local people to raise questions, share ideas, and discuss issues that matter to the village. This year's meeting will also include a guest speaker from Network Rail, who will provide an update and information relating to the local railway network and related matters of interest to residents. The meeting is open to all residents of Birchington. Parish councillors will be present, updates on council activities, community initiatives and local projects, and there will be time for attendees to ask questions or bring forward matters of local interest. The Parish Assembly plays a key role in local democracy, giving residents the opportunity to engage directly with their parish council and to contribute discussions about the future of the community. Everyone is welcome to attend, and residents are encouraged to come along and take part in the conversation about Birchington's future. Reporting potholes in Birchington. Birchington Parish Council is occasionally contacted by residents regarding potholes and other issues affecting local roads and pavements. While the Parish Council does not have responsibility for highway maintenance, we are always pleased to help direct residents to the appropriate authority. The majority of roads and pavements in Birchington are maintained by Kent County Council. Kent County Council provides an online reporting service which enables residents to report potholes and other highway concerns, including damaged pavements, blocked drains, faulted streetlights, and overgrown vegetation. Reports submitted by residents help the highways team identify problems and prioritise repairs across the county. To report a pothole, residents can use the Report or Track a Problem on the Road or Pavement service on the Kent County Council website. This system allows you to locate the issues on the interactive map and provide a brief description of the defect. Once submitted, the report is logged within the Highways team and progress can also be tracked online. Each report is assessed by Kent County Council and repairs are prioritised according to the severity of the defect and the level of risk it presents to road users. Issues are dealt with as quickly as possible, while less serious defects are scheduled as part of the routine maintenance programs. Residents wishing to report a pothole can do so using the following link, www.kent.gov.uk. By reporting highway issues directly through the Kent County Council portal, residents can help ensure that problems affecting the roads in Birchington and the surrounding area are identified and addressed as efficiently as possible. The next article, Caring for Young Minds, Hope Within Reach, Affordable Counselling for Young Minds. Children's mental health is a widely discussed topic, one that is complex, often misunderstood, and can feel overwhelming when we look at the bigger picture. We are frequently told that young people's mental health difficulties are on the rise and that services are stretched, meaning many children are not receiving timely support. I've worked with children and young people for over 20 years and have seen firsthand the impact that poor mental services can have, not only on individuals, but also on parents, siblings, and the wider family and friends. Parents are often left feeling helpless and unsure how best to support their child. I've spoken with many children and young people and have suggested counselling as a way forward. I'm often met with resistance and uncertainty. Some say they do not want to tell a stranger about their difficulties. Some do not even know what their difficulties are. Others have tried counselling but felt they were told what to do, were not listened to, felt judged, or were expected to sit in silence, which they found uncomfortable. As a counsellor, I feel frustrated, yet understand when I hear these concerns and barriers. What I want young people and parents to know is that with a good counsellor who understands, child development and other use of play, a warm and child-led space can be created quickly. When this happens, the counselling relationship can become a real lifeline for children and young people who are struggling. With the above in place, counselling can provide children and young people with a place that they don't have to be anything in particular. That's good, strong, happy, confident, or cool. It's a space where they don't have to please parents or worry about what others think. A place to say what they are holding in or begin to understand what they are holding in. Support to put feelings into words rather than acting them out. Help to make sense of confusing, mixed or contradictory emotions. Coping strategies when feelings become overwhelming. A greater sense of control and understanding that their thoughts and feelings matter. When families begin to consider counselling for their child, cost can be one of the biggest barriers. Many families I have spoken to find it difficult to understand why private counselling sessions cost what they do, and most would struggle to afford this alongside other financial pressures they face. For parents who are worried about their child, this can feel upsetting and unfair. The reality, however, is that counselling is expensive, not because of profit, but because counsellors must cover their costs, and there are many hidden expenses that are not visible to the public. It is vital, therefore, that affordable counselling services exist to provide much-needed support. Thankfully, affordable counselling services are thriving in Thanet and surrounding areas, including Thanet Counselling Services at Cove Wellbeing Centre in Birchington and Still Waters. As a member of Birchington Health and Wellbeing Group, I am keen to promote the services to local people. Specifically for children and young people, a new charity based in the Herne Bay called Caring for Young Minds offered dedicated support, owned and managed by Tanya Adolfo. The service aims to provide truly a child-centred counselling experience. Trust, warmth and friendliness are at the heart of its approach, with a team of qualified associate counsellors offering a safe space for children and young people to flourish. This service provides low-cost counselling for those aged 5 to 25. It's important for parents to know that the hope is within reach. Affordable counselling helps bridge the gap between overstretched free services and costly private options. These services rely on the ongoing support of our communities to continue their work on behalf of local people and families. If you would like to support for yourself or a child or feel able to help the charity through a donation, please visit the website for further information. That's www. And there's also bystillwaters.co. Doesn't say who wrote that article. Right, what's on in Birchington? Boogie Bingo with Emma Sorrell. Friday the 20th March, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. at Wagtails Cafe and Bar. Bingo with a twist. Instead of numbers, it will be music. Emma sings you a song, and if it's on your card, you mark it off. There will be 2 opportunities to win per game. For each game, 1 line is £10, full house is £40. All materials will be provided. Don't worry if you are not sure of the song name. Your caller will always tell you the name of the song. Come and join us for a great night of music and bingo prizes. Licensed bar. Pop into Wagtail's Cafe and Bar to book your place, £10 per person. The Vicar of Dibley, 26th to 28th of March at the Centre. Stage adaptation by Ian Gower and Paul Carpenter based on the original TV series that was written by Richard Curtis and Paul Mayhew Archer. Produced by Tiger Aspects Productions. Adults £15.75, child £13.75 for tickets. Go online and visit www.ticketsource.co.uk. Spring Explorers Easter Trail, 28th of March to the 19th of April at Quex House and Gardens. Spring's Explorers Easter Trail. Little explorers help animals find their missing eggs as they travel through the galleries, spotting clues along the way. Once the trail is complete, children can decorate their own wooden egg to take home before heading outside for a classic Easter egg hunt along the woodland walk and inside the Victorian walled gardens. Tickets from £7. More information, go online at www.powell.cottonmuseum.org, and the event is Spring Explorers. RSPCA Thanet Easter event, Friday the 3rd of April, 11 a.m, 3 p.m. at the RSPCA Isle of Thanet. RSPCA Isle of Thanet are proud to announce that they will be hosting the annual Easter event. Meet our animals, often gift stalls, egg hunt, raffle, bake sale and so much more. Join them for the perfect family and friendly event to celebrate the return of spring. £2 entry for adults, £1 for children. Extra fees and other activities will apply. Please leave any furry members of the family at home for this event. This will be a mainly cash event. Conversation in the cafe. Women's Health 4. It's Thursday the 16th of April, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Wagtail's Cafe and Bar. Managing the menopause and symptoms, plus all the aspects of women's health. Advanced nurse practitioner, specialist in women's health, Samantha Austin invites you to an informal social evening to offer advice and answers your questions. That's featuring guest speakers Sophie Diet. The session will be led by registered nurses Sam Austin and Sophie Diet. Free, but limited to 40 spaces for your comfort and safety. Tea and coffee, including decaf, available at the licensed bar, will be open for drinks. Please book your place via the Eventbrite link online via www.eventbrite.com/e/19898764439. Shiva, Friday the 24th of April, 8:30 at Christie's Wine Bar. The very best iconic dance anthems, club anthems, R&B and house UK garage from across the eras, bringing the vibes non-stop mixed into one long set, and that's free entry. The Psychic Fair, Thursday the 30th of April, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Centre. Join the Centre for an evening of one-to-one card readings, including tarot, palmistry, and much more. Healing, treatments, gifts, jewellery, trinkets, and everything in between. The bar will be open too for refreshments. Entry is £2 on the door, free for under 12s. There's no parking available at the venue. Plot to play every Wednesday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Quex Park. Free community gardening with some warm to drink and eat courtesy of Perfect Place to Grow. Complimentary refreshments will be provided, including a warm dish. If you have any questions before the session, please contact MBE Fitness via mbefitness@gmail.com. Booking in advance is recommended. Booking online via www.mbefitness.com/sessions. Everybody's welcome. The project is funded by the National Lottery Good Causes. Please donate a perfect plate to help them to keep doing their work. That's from MBE Fitness. The Powell Cotton Trust wins Arts Council funding for Centenary. The Powell Cotton Trust has secured a National Lottery Project grant from Arts Council England to mark its 100th anniversary with a programme of community-focused activities at Quex House and Gardens and the Powell Cotton Museum. The Centenary Project, PCT 100 creators, invites visitors to explore the museum, house and gardens, engaging with its collections and stories through hands-on activities. Curators will reveal rarely seen items from the material, cultural and natural history collections, alongside lesser-known stories of family life at Queck's House. Summer talks and tours will offer fresh insights into the site's heritage. Artist-led workshops will invite the communities of Birchington to connect creatively with the collections. Activities including adinkra printing inspired by West Africa, bead sewing inspired by Zulu artifacts, and poetry and creative writing from the Powell-Cotton archives. These sessions will encourage personal responses, helping local communities bring their own perspective to the museum stories. Visitors to the museum during the recent school half-term were asked to make objects out of card and paper. See the photos for their creations. From June to September 2026, a drop-in day will enable visitors to create artworks inspired by the collections. These will form a temporary community-created exhibition at the Powell-Cotton Museum in October. For those unable to visit, the project will visit local libraries through Museum on Tours days in partnership with Kent County Council Libraries, offering object handling, storytelling and craft activities. Sarah Corn, CEO of the Powell-Cotton Trust, commented, "Whilst we hold extraordinary collections with a powerful legacy, many visitors remain unaware of the museum's purpose, the origins of its collections, or the stories that connect local and global heritage. This project enables us to share more about some of the lesser-known parts of the museum, house and gardens history, to spark conversations, to inspire creativity and to help connect us with our local community. The PCT 100 Creator Project is part of the Trust's centenary celebrations. Residents can sign up for the newsletter at www.powell-cottonmuseum.org to stay updated. The Zach Schultz Gang. Live music comes to the centre. Live music is coming to the Centre Birchington on Friday the 1st of May with a performance from the Zach Schultz Gang, a rising name on the UK live music scene. Known for their high-energy shows and blues rock sounds, the band will be joined by local supporter Black Horse Hill, winners of the Broadstairs Battle of the Bands in 2025. Led by guitarist and vocalist Zach Schultz, the band combines classic blues influences with modern edge. The sound is tight, lively and driven by strong musicianship, making them a popular choice for live audiences. The event will take place at the Centre Birchington CT79EG. The venue offers an intimate setting that works well for live performances and provides a chance to enjoy quality music locally without travelling far. Events like this help to support live music, showcase emerging and local talent, and bring people together in a relaxed, welcoming space. Whether you regularly attend gigs or are just looking for something different to do, this promises to be a solid night of live music. Again, that's the 1st of May, 7:30 to 10:30, Centre Birchington, CT79EG. Tickets available from ticketsource.co.uk, BTCIC. The last article in the magazine is Thanet Big Sing Community Choir Winter Concert. The Thanet Big Sing Community Choir entertained an enthusiastic sell-out audience at their winter concert held on the 31st of January in Birchington Centre. Led by their highly acclaimed music director Tony Castro and accompanied by the Thanet Big Sing Community Choir band comprising drums, keyboards and clarinets, the choir presented a varied programme of contemporary, classical, folk and pop music, all arranged especially for the concert by their musical director. Music for the concert was a blend of songs familiar to the choir and audience, and new pieces performed by the choir for the first time. The choir rose to the challenge of Mozart's Ave Verum, singing with great beauty, clarity and musicality, as well as giving a barnstorming performance of Orff's O Fortuna, a tremendous rendition of the medleys of the songs from the musicals Guys and Dolls and Mary Poppins. The programme included a moving tribute to a much-loved member of the choir who had sadly passed away recently. At certain points in the concert, the music director encouraged the audience to sing along to well-known songs such as I'll All Help for My Friends, All You Need Is Love, and Thank You for the Music, which they did so with gusto. The concert invoked a real sense of community through the performance, one that embodies the choir's values and beliefs. Choir members loved putting the concert on the concert, and their commitment and evident enjoyment made a rewarding and heartfelt performance. The tremendous applause and standing ovation suggested that the audience thoroughly enjoyed the afternoon too. The Thanet Big Sing Choir invites everyone to attend their summer concert on Saturday the 27th of June at the Birchington Centre. Are you someone who loves to sing? Want to be part of a vibrant, welcoming community? Come and join our mixed voice choir. We are especially looking for low voices, bass, baritone or tenor. The ability to sing is within us all. You will be supported by our excellent musical director, to find your voice, and we are confident you will discover our rehearsals are informal and fun. The choir sings a wide variety of music, ranging from popular musicals to light classical and newly commissioned works, and performances throughout the year. Many social events are held regularly to which everyone is welcome. Many friendships have been formed as a result of joining Thanet's Big Sing Community Choir. The physical, mental health and social benefits of singing in choirs is well researched and something choir members will fully endorse. Free taster session, rehearsals Tuesday evenings, Westgate-on-Sea. No singing experience is needed or just a requirement to read music. Just enthusiasm. Inquiries at thanetbigsing.com, www.thanetbigsing.com, Thanet Bigging a Community Choir on Facebook. So you can also contact Gilly Vass on 07810 372 505. And that concludes this month's Community Magazine.